Okay, just last week, or week before, I don't remember exactly when, I was about to start rehearsing with my band, and the band leader came in and he said, "Did you know another great artist had died?" Because we were still busy with some practicing on songs from Cherry Rafferty, especially, Baker Street. And he said Gary Moore has died. He told me a few things about Gary Moore, saying he thought it was there's been one of the best blues guitar players ever. And he also told me some coincidentally things, and it's what he heard on the radio, so don't know exactly if it's true, but okay, he said he had to laugh when he heard the first guitar Gary Moore played was a famous guitar. And that's a coincidence, because I also got a famous guitar. I only became an empty body, but at this time I fixed it. And the second thing he had to laugh about was that Gary Moore seemed to be a big Shadows fan. Another coincidence, because I'm also a big Shadows fan. And he just what he said. He heard Gary Moore loved to play the Shadows. And that's a pretty remarkable coincidence, I guess. But anyway, I didn't know Gary Moore, really. Maybe some songs I have been heard, but I didn't know from who they were. But there's another coincidence, which actually happened a few weeks ago, I guess. As I often do, I put a CD on, sit in the band's room and just drum along with it. Just for practicing a bit, but especially just for fun, just getting the feeling of that song and just put something of my feeling into it. Not especially imitating the original drum session, but just doing my thing, just relax and drum along with it, just how I feel to. But after been drumming on the CD, I felt I wanted to do some more songs. I took this thing, which is called my MP3 player, and as I usually do, I put it just on random, start it, and let it play the songs it chooses itself. That's what I did, and some songs just came along, and I just got into the songs and just improvised and drummed on it. And coincidentally, the last song, which this thing chose, it was a song of the Shadows, which I really like, and I always have been thinking it was just a great Shadows instrumental song. Somehow, I guess it's always on my MP3 player, without really being aware of that, but I think it's always on it, because it's just a really quiet song, and somehow it's quiet, but it doesn't get me bored. And And as I said, the shadows seem to appreciate Gary Moore as well. And so, this song I drummed along, which I really thought it was from the shadows. Yesterday I visited the internet looking for some interesting things or information about Gary Moore, and I found this song, which I thought it was from the shadows, but it seemed to be a song from Gary Moore, covered by the shadows, just like it was a shadow song. That's often what's a remarkable thing about shadow songs. They make a cover of a song, and if you don't know the real version of the song, you can't know it's a cover, because it just sounds really like the shadows. And the song is called Parisienne Walkways, and I watched it, a live version from Gary Moore, and well, it was quite great, because it sounded a lot like the shadows, because there are less lyrics in it and lots of guitar solos which sound a lot like Shadow's guitar solos, except he's not playing a Fender guitar. And so I was really surprised to find that song as a song from Gary Moore and not from the Shadows. And well, as I said, I drummed on that song. I recorded it with my camera, and it was, I think, the last song that day I drummed on, because it was already time to leave. And then, well, that song, really was for me, a great song to end with. And also looked on the internet, finding Parisienne Walkways played by the Shadows, and I only found one on the whole YouTube, a live played cover from the Shadows from Parisienne Walkways. And so I took the video from that, and onto the drum session I made, I put some pictures of Hank Marvin playing Parisienne Walkways. And the second thing I did, the singing part, but also some solos Gary Moore does, which are really a lot faster and a lot more heavy than the Shadows one. I also put them onto the video, and they exactly fit onto the version of the Shadows. And so that's what I did, and so also put some pictures of Gary Moore playing and singing Parisienne Walkways. Put that all together, and so now here is but I guess also the tribute from especially the Shadows, because the only thing was I drummed a bit on it. So, well, let's say this is a tribute for me and the Shadows to Gary Moore.
bekendere.